Good morning, Wink experts. Today we are going to do an opening workflow together. So when you log into NBO, this will be your first screen that you see. We're going to go to this workflow button here at the bottom in the middle. We're going to hit daily opening process. It's going to tell you to wait while NCR back office prepares to run this workflow. We're going to hit OK. Next, it's going to ask, would you like to generate next week's forecast? The answer here is always going to be no. If we hit yes, it's going to delete the forecast that your general manager has input, and we're going to have to redo it. So please always hit no. Next, we're going to review labor by looking at actual versus scheduled labor. Refer to the notes in the red book or manager's log for explanation of any differences. Big overages may indicate that an employee forgot to clock out. So we're going to hit OK. Next, we're going to make this report a little bit bigger so we can actually see it. Here we are looking at scheduled versus actual hours. So we want to look for any big differences. If you see any, then we need to make any corrections or just double check the next report. But it looks like here, everything is on track. So we're going to hit close. Did the report display time clock punches from yesterday? The answer is yes. Are all the time clock punches correct for yesterday? So for this one, we're just going to hit no so we can see what the next report looks like. So it's going to show the name of all employees and whether they worked or not. If somebody did not clock out, it will have a red exclamation point in the clocked out by Aloha end of day section. Okay, we don't see any here, so it looks like we do not have any missed punches. But to be sure, we're going to go ahead and just hit next step. Then it's going to show us the 8.05 report. So this 8.05 report, we need to review it, and it's showing, it shows the clock in and the clock out time for every employee that worked the day before. So it's important we make sure that the times are correct and they match what is scheduled. Okay, so we go down this page, we don't see any unusual times. We're going to go through the second page. It's very important we go through each page to catch any missed punches as soon as possible. Okay. Page 4, looks like they're all good. So we'll go ahead and hit close. Are all the time clock punches correct for yesterday? Yes, there was no missed punches. Let's review who was approaching overtime. So on this 9.11 report, we don't just skip by it. We open it up and look for anybody over in this 40 column. If they are not an approved overtime employee, we need to either get approval from our area coach to allow them to work those hours, or we need to adjust the schedule to make sure they do not get overtime. Okay, after you review this, we will hit close. Next, we're going to count the safe. So at this particular location, we have $500 in the safe. So we would type in 500. And we have 5 registers at $150. So a total of 1,250. So we'll go ahead and enter that safe count. You hit here, enter safe count. We're going to save and hit next step. It's very important you count the safe at opening and closing to make sure we are all on the same page. Okay, let's make a deposit. Next, we are just verifying the deposit from the night before. So it has the deposit in there from the 9th. The amount is here, and we will hit next step. If the deposit is not there with the correct date from yesterday, we need to go ahead and enter it now and change the date to yesterday's date. Next step, so let's validate your sales from yesterday. Enter chicken counts under the sales and ticket count section, which again should have been done last night. So example, if you're counting 2 classic cases and the total pieces are 250 and 240, enter the following. Sales column equals 2, ticket count equals 490. Ignore the $sign in the sales column. And then we'll hit OK. So the store reconciliation summary is going to give us our breakdown of yesterday's sales, any comps, promos, voids, gross sales, net. And here we're looking for that our deposit was input and our cash over short is within range. Then again, of course, our chicken counts, we have our classic, boneless, tenders, and we do not count thighs at this time. If any of these are zeros, we need to refer to our red book to input those counts during this workflow. All of that is correct. We're going to hit next step. This is going to be just a breakdown of what we just saw, the sales journal from yesterday, including labor. We will review it and hit close. Finalizing invoices in a timely manner is an important step in having accurate reports. So let's hit OK. If a distributor order was delivered today, there should be an electronic invoice in NBO. Check purchasing invoices, and if needed, click the Show Pending button on the right to check for invoices that need finalizing. Verify electronic invoices are accurate before finalizing. So let's hit OK. So this workflow should be done after you, or this part should be done after you verify your truck. If you did receive a truck, we don't see any pending at this time, but remember, we have to hit Show Pending. And we do have one pending. Because I have not verified the truck, I am not going to finalize it at this time. But if we were, we would just select the date for deliver date and the deliver time, hit accept, save, finalize, save. So we're going to go ahead and go to the next step. And then it'll appear here once we have finalized that invoice. So we'll go to the next step. Product transfers have a shorter window to accept than distributor deliveries. On the inventory transfer screen, check the all transfers, pending my site, and pending other sites tabs for transfers that need accepting or rejecting. Okay. So these are the transfers. This one looks like it's been approved. Any pending my site? No. Pending other sites? None. So we're all good on transfers. Let's hit next step. Please review the average piece counts on the daily chicken yield report. The bottom field in each section displays the average of the piece counts entered on the store reconciliation summary page. Okay, so this is the 0.10 report. And what we're looking for is these case counts. Right here in bold, it's showing pieces per case. So for yesterday, about 268 pieces in a case of boneless wings. For classic, about 220. 216 is our average classic piece count. So our yield was 220 and our average classic piece count is 216, which is correct. Any big overages or differences in these two, the pieces per case yield and the average classic piece count, we need to go back and look at our chicken counts that we input for the day. Okay, we'll close that one. Log into SMG to ensure all guest cases and alerts have been acknowledged. See your supervisor to escalate cases for resolution if you do not have access. Everyone should have access to SMG, and we should close those out within 24 hours. Let's hit OK. Thank you and have a great shift.